Night shift, 2:14 hours. Third patrol this week. The air feels damp, heavy like it's holding something back. Fog drifts low across Route 16, swallowing the shoulders of the road. The cruiser hums quietly, dashboard lights pulsing in soft green. Officer Ruiz rides his shotgun, half asleep, radio cradled against his shoulder. Nothing but static and the occasional truck passing miles away. Our world is the beam of the headlights, and beyond that, nothing. It's the kind of silence you start to feel in your teeth. Every little rattle of the car sounds louder. I keep glancing at the mirror just to have something moving. Ruiz taps his fingers against the doorboard. I'm about to comment on how empty the shift's been when the radio cuts through with a sudden burst of static. A half sentence. Copy last. Unit 47 distress. Then silence again. Ruiz sits up, eyes narrowing. Unit 47? I check the roster on the dash tablet. No active 47 tonight. That call sign hasn't been used since the department retired the old intercept units. Years ago. But protocol is protocol. A distress signal, even from a ghost ID, means we check it out. Coordinates flicker across the map. Somewhere north, near the decommissioned rest stop. Closed after the flood 2 winters back. Officially off limits, but nobody really enforces that. I key the mic. Dispatch. Confirm 47 beacon. Possible equipment glitch? No response. Just a low hiss, like breathing under the static. I turn down the volume, but the noise lingers a second too long. We take the exit anyway. The asphalt turns coarse, half-eaten by weeds. The fog grows thicker, turning the headlights into pale walls of light. The world narrows to 30 feet in front of the car. My ears pop. A shift in pressure, subtle but sharp. Ruiz checks his phone. No service. Feels wrong out here, he says. He's not wrong. There's something about the air, too still, too cold. Even the insects have gone quiet. The radio crackles again. A soft pulse of sound, almost rhythmic. Not voice, not static, something between. I think I recognize a pattern, like Morse code, but broken, uneven. I write a note in the logbook. 2:33. Unconfirmed transmission from Unit 47. Pattern irregular. Ruiz laughs under his breath. Nervous. We drive another half-mile before the GPS freezes completely. The coordinates flicker and vanish. I tap the screen. Nothing. The dash lights dim for a second. Engine sputtering. Ruiz curses quietly. The car keeps going, but I can feel it straining, like something's interfering with the electronics. I look into the rearview mirror again. 2 points of light. Headlights. But they don't move. They just hang there in the fog, steady. Then in a blink gone, I slow the car. Ruiz leans forward, squinting. Nothing behind us. No engine noise. No reflection. Just a white curtain of fog. I try the radio again. Dispatch. This is Unit 12. We've lost contact and GPS function. Confirm status on beacon source. A long pause. Then the speaker emits a faint crack. A whisper slips through, too quiet to catch the words, but sounds like someone exhaling right into the mic. The hairs on my arms lift. Ruiz reaches to switch it off, but before he can, a phrase leaks through, distorted, hollow, like it's being played backward. You were already here. Then silence. Total. Even the hum of the radio dies. Ruiz stares at me, mouth open. That wasn't dispatch, he says. The cruiser slows to a crawl. I kill the headlights for a second. Darkness folds in instantly, thick as oil. When I turn them back on, there it is, a faint red light blinking through the fog, maybe 200 yards ahead. Slow, steady pulse. Same frequency as the distress beacons on our vests. Ruiz checks his own. The indicator's dead. Not ours, he whispers. I shift into park. The dashboard clock flicks between 2:46 and midnight, over and over. The radio powers up again on its own, speaker buzzing with a low drone. I note in my report, 2:47, unidentified beacon visible ahead. Radio interference persistent. Proceeding on foot to investigate. When I open the door, the sound hits me first, Wind moving through tall grass, slow and heavy. The air feels charged, like before a storm. Ruiz shines his flashlight ahead. The beam catches the road sign, half collapsed, rusted. The letters are barely readable. Rest area closed. The red light blinks again, faint, pulsing in rhythm with something deep inside my chest. Somewhere behind us, the radio inside the cruiser clicks. Then a voice, ours recorded, looping quietly. Unit 12 responding to signal. ETA, 5 minutes. We never said that twice. Log 3:02 hours. Proceeding on foot toward beacon source. Visibility minimal. The fog is thicker now, almost solid, swallowing the beam of our flashlights a few feet ahead. The road beneath our boots has turned soft, gravel mixed with mud. I can hear water somewhere nearby, trickling, maybe runoff from the old flood zone. Every step echoes too long, like the sounds trapped under the fog. Ruiz walks ahead, hand resting on his holster, silent. The red light flashes ahead, slow, steady, mechanical. It seems closer every time I look up, but the distance never changes. My breath keeps fogging the inside of my mask. It's getting harder to focus. The radio on my shoulder hisses occasionally, random bursts of static like someone dragging metal over concrete. Ruiz tries us again, dead. We reach what used to be the rest stop perimeter. Chain link fence half collapsed. Road sign bent in half. The asphalt here is cracked open, trees pushing through it. I can smell rot and fuel. We pass an overturned picnic table, a torn caution tarp whipping in the wind. The beacon light pulses from somewhere deeper inside the lot, beyond the diner ruins. Ruiz shines his beam across the cracked windows. Something glints inside. We move closer, slow. The interior is gutted. Chairs overturned, floor littered with mud and broken glass. A thin layer of water reflects our lights, making it look like the room's breathing. The red pulse is stronger here, but I can't locate the source. It's as if it's bleeding through the walls. Ruiz sweeps his flashlight toward the counter. Looks clear, he whispers, though I don't remember him turning his radio back on. I don't respond. My ears are ringing faintly, pressure building again. The sound changes, like air moving through a hollow tunnel. My body tenses. I check the thermal camera on the vest. For a brief second, I catch a shape standing by the window. Human-sized, cold signature, gone before I can blink. I log it. 319, possible silhouette, temperature anomaly. Ruiz didn't see it. He's focused on the back door. The beacon pulse now seems to echo, each blink followed by a low mechanical tone, as if the light itself is sending a signal. We follow outside. The air feels thinner, electric. The fog moves in waves, like something's breathing beneath it. I notice faint footprints in the mud, barefoot, small, heading away from the diner and toward the wooded slope behind the lot. Ruiz crouches, touches one. Still wet. Could be a missing hiker, he says, but he doesn't sound like he believes it. The radio chirps suddenly, clear for the first time. Unit 47, status update. The voice is neutral, calm. Dispatch tone. Ruiz exhales in relief and starts to answer, but I freeze him with a gesture. The call repeats, same inflection, same pitch, exactly the same. No background noise, no delay. A recording loop. I pull my flashlight across the fog again. The sound comes not from the speaker, but from the trees ahead. Like the fog itself is playing it back to us. The red light blinks once more, then cuts out completely. Darkness. The ringing in my ears turns sharp. Ruiz calls my name, but it sounds distant, muffled. I can feel static crawling through the mic cable, faint vibrations up my neck. Then, from the tree something flashes, a flicker of movement too fast to track. Ruiz swings his flashlight. The beam catches the edge of a figure for half a second. Pale, human-shaped, standing wrong, too still. Then it's gone. I record in the log. 327, visual contact, uncertain classification. Proceeding with caution. Ruiz mutters something about backup, but there's no signal. We decide to circle around to where the beacon should have been. We find it half buried in mud near a drainage ditch. One of ours, but the tag reads Unit 47. Mud-caked, dented, but active until seconds ago. I crouch to inspect it. The casing's cracked open, wires exposed, and inside, something small and black lodged into the signal port, organic like dried roots. Ruiz backs off, gagging at the smell, metallic and sour. I note it for evidence, though the body cam light flickers as I record. Then, faintly, behind us, the sound of footsteps. Soft, deliberate. We both turn. The fog parts slightly, just enough to reveal a shadow between the trees. Ruiz raises his flashlight, steps forward once, twice. I open my mouth to warn him not to, but the light in his hand cuts out instantly, plunging him into black. The last thing I see is the reflection of his badge catching my beam before it disappears. The radio on my shoulder bursts alive with the sound of heavy breathing. Not his, not mine, low, animal-like close. Then, faintly a whisper, "Don't turn around." 3:41 hours. Audio log continuing. Visibility almost zero. Ruiz is gone. I've swept the perimeter twice, radioing every minute on all channels. Nothing but static and short bursts of feedback that almost sound like a voice trying to sync with mine. The fog has a pulse now. It shifts when I move like it's reacting. I mark my location near the drainage ditch. The beacon casing still lies open, wires twitching faintly, as if alive. I can't tell if it's interference or wind. The air feels charged, colder with every breath. My flashlight beam cuts through layers of mist that move in different directions, like currents underwater. The trees ahead bend slightly, though there's no wind. I keep hearing Ruiz's footsteps 2 steps behind, always stopping when I stop. I call his name once more. Nothing. I start recording body cam footage manually, but the device keeps resetting the time code. Every file starts at 2:14, the minute we got the call. I feel the pressure again, low in the skull like static pressing inward. My vision fuzzes at the edges. A shadow moves between the trees, barely visible, thin, elongated, human but wrong in proportion. It doesn't walk. It adjusts frame by frame, as if the world repositions around it. I raise my light, and it's gone. The forest hums faintly. I can hear what might be Ruiz's radio somewhere deeper in. It's whispering fragments of dispatch chatter, but all out of order, half words, echoes of our own reports. I follow it. The mud drags at my boots, and with every step, the ground sounds hollow, like there's space beneath it. I keep one hand on the gun, one on the light. My breathing's too loud, echoing back at me a half-second late. Delay. Not natural. My headset crackles. A voice, sharp, metallic. Unit 12 confirm visual. It's dispatch's tone, but it overlaps itself, like 2 recordings playing slightly out of sync. I answer automatically, voice shaking. Negative visual. Officer missing. Request immediate. The signal cuts. The sound repeats my own words right back, distorted. Negative visual. Officer missing. Request immediate. Same inflection, same tremor. It's copying me. I switch frequencies, kill the radio, but the echo keeps going for a few seconds before fading into wet silence. I move toward the sound of Ruiz's unit radio. The signal grows louder, distorted into a single frequency tone. Then I see it, his flashlight lying in the mud, still on, half submerged. The beam trembles slightly, flickering, as if something's moving in front of it. I crouch. His radio sits beside it, the speaker pressed into the dirt, playing back a whisper loop. 12:47, 12:47. I pick it up, but it goes cold instantly, screen freezing on that sequence. When I look up, something is standing at the tree lean. Ruiz's silhouette, or close enough. Shoulders slumped, head tilted too far to one side. Uniform darkened with moisture. I raise the light. His face is pale, unmoving, eyes open but unfocused. His mouth hangs slightly open, like he's trying to speak, but forgot how. I whisper his name. He doesn't move. The mist thickens around him, curling like smoke. Then, without sound, he turns and walks backward into the fog. The body cam captures only static. I follow despite every instinct screaming not to. The terrain shifts, softer like stepping on soaked cloth. My legs feel heavier, gravity pulling wrong. The air buzzes with a low hum, mechanical yet organic. A flicker of light ahead, white this time, not red. Flickering like a camera flash. Each pulse reveals glimpses, tree trunks bending, asphalt cracks filled with black water, a shape hanging from a branch for a second then gone. I think it's Ruiz again, but it's not. It's me. My own uniform, my own badge, dangling upside down from a branch, motionless. I stumble back, breathing hard. My radio sparks, speaker bleeding a chorus of my own voice. Reports overlapping, distorted, replaying logs from earlier in the shift. My own words, but shifted in tone, older, slower. 2:14 hours, distress beacon, lost contact. Then another voice under it, whispering the same line in sync. You were already here. I drop the radio. The light flickers violently, white to red to nothing. The darkness feels alive, pushing against me, pulling from behind. I turn the camera toward the sound. A figure stands in front of me now, close enough to hear its breath. It smells like rust and cold soil. My chest locks. It leans closer, and in the flicker of light, I see my own face staring back, blank, wrong, eyes blackened. Its lips move in silence. Then a burst of static cuts everything, and the world folds into pure white noise. 4:12 hours. Recording resumed. Location unknown. The fog has thinned, but the air still feels heavy, dense like I'm breathing through glass. My uniform is wet, soaked with mud and something colder underneath. The trees are gone. I'm standing on cracked asphalt surrounded by fragments of road signs and twisted metal. The cruiser's headlights glow faintly in the distance, though I can't remember walking back this far. The engine is still idling. I hear the faint chirp of the dash camera running, but the radio remains silent. I approach slowly, boots scraping against the surface, each sound echoing longer than it should. My reflection appears faintly in the windshield, though the angle is wrong. I step closer. Inside, the driver's seat is empty, but the passenger side, Ruiz is there, or what looks like him. Head turned toward me, eyes open, unmoving. I pull the door open. The cabin smells like burnt plastic and iron. Ruiz doesn't react. His skin looks gray, drained of everything, his lips parted slightly like he's whispering something without sound. The body cam light catches the edges of his face, then the image stutters. For a fraction of a second, I see myself sitting beside him. Then it resets. I reach out to check for a pulse, but my hand passes through empty air. There's a flicker, and the seat is empty again. My heartbeat hammers so hard it drowns out the hum of the cruiser. I look at the dash. The clock reads 2:14. It's looping, frozen. The logbook is still open on the console, pen resting on the last line I wrote hours ago. 2:47, proceeding on foot. I check the mileage. 0. The odometer reset. The radio clicks suddenly, faintly alive. A soft tone plays, 3 beeps, pause, 3 beeps again. Distress code. I lift the receiver, my hand shaking. Unit 12 reporting, officer down, possible static cuts me off. Then my own voice answers, calm, distant. Copy, Unit 12. Hold position. Back up en route. It's my exact tone, every syllable the same. I drop the mic. The sound keeps going, even after it hits the floorboard. My reflection in the windshield moves a half second after I do. I blink and it keeps staring. I turn on the headlights. The fog outside ripples, shifting like smoke under pressure. The red beacon light appears again in the distance. Same pulse as before. The road ahead stretches into blackness. The cruiser's computer wakes, screen flickering, typing its own entry into the report log. Unit 47 recovered. Signal stable. Officer accounted for. The keyboard clacks on its own, mechanical and calm. I try to turn off the ignition, but the key won't move. The headlights dim. Engine revs by itself. The dash cam feeds switches automatically to playback. On screen, the video shows us arriving at the rest stop hours ago. But in the reflection of the windshield, there's a third figure standing between us. Barely visible, its head tilted toward the camera. When I look outside now, something's standing in that exact spot, watching. I can't see its face, only the outline against the fog. I grab the mic again, whispering, "Dispatch, anyone copy?" The reply comes instantly, same tone, same delay. "Copy, Unit 12. Maintain visual." The voice on the other end breathes once slow, then it adds quietly, "We see you." The fog presses against the windows. The cruiser shudders once. Every device inside, radio, camera, dash lights, flickers to life simultaneously, playing the same line of audio. Overlapping breaths, my voice repeating in different tones, distorted, some slower, some faster, all merging into a single phrase. Unit 12 responding to signal. ETA 5 minutes. It loops, gaining volume until it drowns everything. I cover my ears, but it vibrates inside my skull. The windshield starts to crack, thin fractures branching like veins. Light spills through, red, white, then black again. I wake on the road outside, the cruiser gone. Just the fog, the smell of burnt wires, the hum of a distant beacon. My watch says 2:14. I check my radio. The channel's clear except for one final line coming through faintly, like an old recording. "Dispatch to all units. Distress signal received from Route 16 rest stop. Responding unit, please confirm." Static. Then my own voice answers. Unit 12 responding. ETA 5 minutes. Silence. The red light flashes again in the distance. Log ends.